Falcon Nation, what is good? It's your boys, Chase and Philip. We are back with another banger. I'm your host, Chase.
Co-host Philip.
Let's start the show.
You're watching Dirty Fanatics United, a Falcon podcast.
Falcon fans, what is good? It's Dirty Fanatic United coming back with episode 10 coming at you live all the way from Baxley, Georgia. Philip, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Doing great. I'm doing great. It's been a great weekend.
Yes, sir. We're going to fill the people in real quick. What we're talking about today, got some Madden ratings. Something very, very important. We got a special guest coming by today. Be sure you stop by and watch that because you're not going to want to miss who our special guest is tonight. We're talking some Madden ratings. We're talking Bijan and Tyler Algier sharing in the rock. We're talking about a little bit of Mac Hollins, what he does and fits into this offense. Falcons still getting a little disrespect in some early mock drafts. We'll talk about that here a little bit. But, yeah, to carry it over real quick, we'll check over into the comments for our special guest KIKI gets here. DSGB Hall said, "What's good with the little emojis? What's good? What's good, Ernest Hall? What's good, brother? Glad for you checking in. Jamal D.
Yo,
What's good, Jamal? Celebrity in the chat. Miss
Lisa.
Lisa with the hey Chase, what's good, Miss Lisa? Miss Lisa writes for Dirty Blogging, Philip. If you didn't know this, blogging dirty. So shout out Miss Lisa and what she does over there. She doing it big time for our Atlanta Falcons. So shout out to that. Kenny, what's good, Kenny?
What's
Glad
up, baby?
Yeah, bro. What's good, fellas? Yeah, Philip. So we're gonna dive on into it, man. Madden ratings. I'm just gonna give you a rundown of who we have from 80 overall and above, and we'll start with the top. None other than Chris Lindstrom with a 93 overall rating with a 92 strength. Your thoughts?
Deserving. That's deserving.
I like it, but he deserves more. He was, to me, the
Oh,
overall leading offensive lineman in the NFL last year.
number one.
I don't see how you give that guy from Dallas a 99. You don't even want to be in Dallas, but that's a whole other conversation. Jesse Bates with a 91 overall with an 89 speed. I can rock with that. Jesse Bates is a veteran, been in the league a little while.
Yeah.
AJ Terrell, 87 overall with a 92 speed. Your thoughts?
I feel like it should be at least a 90. At least a 90. You can argue 90, 91, between a 92 as well. But I feel like they're kind of throwing shade on that.
Yeah, you think back to some of the earlier games. AJ, he struggled a little, but AJ seemed to find that island and put them boys right back out like it wasn't no problem. So shout out to AJ. He did have a short season, kind of a short season because of some injuries. He sat out a couple games, but I can understand a little lower rating because of that. But I still think my guy should have been a 90.
At 90, yeah.
Kyle Pitts with an 87 overall with a 91 speed. Injury season, I understand that a little. Philip,
that makes sense.
Should he be higher, lower?
Makes sense since being injured all season.
91 speed, though. He is the tight end with the most overall speed. So shout out to that. Grady Jarrett, major disrespect here with an 86 overall and only a 92 strength. Your thoughts on that, Philip?
Fat Man's is definitely a 90. 90 or between 90 and 93. Or you can even say 94. I mean, I'm not trying to overrate the guy, but he's up there with some of them top guys, though. Like, we put some respect on my man's name, man. Come on, man.
We got a veteran, Calais Campbell, at an 85 overall with a 91 strength. I can rock with that. A veteran, Cordell Patterson, with an 85 overall with still a 91 speed. Something that really took me by surprise here. Jake Matthews with an 82 overall and an 86 overall strength. Your thoughts on that, Philip, and why does Jake get so much disrespect from the league?
To be honest, I really don't know why Jake gets all this hate. He's been doing his job for a long, long time. Let's just be honest with you. Since what was it, 14? A matter of fact, he's been doing
Yeah,
this
he's
thing,
been here for
and of
quite a minute.
course, everybody has their certain games that they mess up a little bit here and there. But man, come on, man, stop with the
Yeah,
hate,
Jake
bro.
Matthews is definitely that franchise left guard or
Right.
left tackle. Always has been. So shout out to Jake Matthews. Bijan Robinson coming in as a rookie starts out with an 81 overall with a 91 speed. Bijan,
That's a
prove him
little,
wrong, brother. Prove him wrong, Bijan.
that's high for a rookie though. That's high for a rookie.
Drake London with an 80 overall and an 88 speed. I can understand the speed, but overall at 80? Drake
At
London
least
at 80?
at least at 85.
85 and above for my guy Drake. And then finishing off with the last 80 in overall would be Koo at 80 overall. So shout out to Koo with a 92 percentage kick power. So Koo's getting his name out there. Show Koo some love with an 80 overall. That's pretty high for a kicker in Madden. For most people that play Madden, you probably understand that. But yeah, man, anytime now our special guest should be dropping by. I may need to check back in with her, make sure everything's good. But KIKI should be stopping by anytime. So shout out to KIKI for stopping by and talking some Falcon football with us. Matter of fact, I just spoke her to existence, Philip. KIKI he is in the building. So I'm gonna bring the celebrity on chat now.
Hey y'all,
What's
That's
good?
good.
how y'all doing?
Doing good.
Great.
How's your weekend going?
It's been real chill. We got rained out a lot this weekend out here. So, what about y'all?
Oh yeah, it's definitely been a rainy weekend in South
Yeah.
Georgia. KIKI, just to come into it and announce a little bit of who you are and where your fandom started with the Atlanta Falcons and what started you repping the Dirty Birds.
Okay. So I live in South Carolina, but my family is based out of Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, to be exact.
Shout
My
out.
dad, yeah, my dad's been a fan of the Birds since they came to Atlanta in 65, 66. So I was born into it. I don't know no other team but the Falcons, so that's just me. I'm diehard. I don't like when people bash them. I'm like, nah. I try to find the what they call the silver lining in any cloud.
Yes.
So yeah. So I've been
Well,
a fan. I can say my most earliest memories is of that first Super Bowl team back in 98, 99.
the year I was born, so I can't talk much on 98, but shout out to KIKI for being a diehard for so long and just repping the Birds just like any of us do. Philip, we got some questions here for KIKI, so we're gonna dive right on into it.
Okay.
Easy question right out of the gate. What is your views on this team this season, and what do you think we accomplished in this new era with Bijan and Arthur Smith coming in to really having to prove his head coaching position and offensive caller?
I do think that we are gonna win the division. Um, I want to say Super Bowl, but I'm just kind of chill out for now. But
Right.
I do think that this is the season that we take the South back. I'm tired of the Aints. I'm definitely tired of the Bucks.
No
And
doubt.
being that Tom Brady is out of our division, I don't see them. I see them going back to the basement. So
Right.
I do think the two top teams of the South is going to be us, and unfortunately the Kitty Cats. But it's definitely going to be us at number one.
Right. Philip, just a little bit on your thoughts of this year's team and the new scheme with Bijan coming in the building. What do you think this year holds for these Atlanta Falcons? Is this the year that we're over 500 and we make the playoffs this season? What can these fans expect?
First things first, we're definitely over 500. We're past that mark at this point. I feel like we're gonna pass over. I feel like we're gonna dominate. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I feel like it's gonna be a really good season. Something for us to be happy with. Of course, we may have a little battle with Carolina, but I don't really see us struggling too hard with them.
Yeah, Carolina's kind of like the little stepbrother. We always got a
Yeah.
kind of a close battle with Carolina. They always put up a good fight, just like any other NFC South team. But I do not see the Buccaneers putting up any kind of fight this year. I believe this is the year that we sweep the Bucks. Headed over to the chat real quick before we jump to our next segment. I believe this is Derek Tillman, Philip, with a 1 in the chat. Shout out, Derek. Also, if you haven't got your ones in, get your ones in tonight. It's the
It's
last
the
night
last
to
night.
enter the free raffle. Got a sheet full already as it is, so make sure you do that. Derek, I'll definitely add you to the list. Miss Lisa said, appreciate the love. Glad to be on your channel. Miss Lisa, we're gonna get you on here, Miss Lisa. We're gonna have to get you on. Definitely. I had to get Kiki on though. So shout
And
out
check
Kiki.
y'all got to check out her article on she did an article for Blogging Dirty about Falcon fans with tattoos, and it was really good because there are actually a lot of fans that they're loyal. They have that Dirty Bird logo on them.
Yes, ma'am. You'd be surprised at a lot of people that walk around with the Dirty Bird or anything resembling the city of Atlanta.
Right.
Derek said, "What's up, y'all? What's good,
What's
Mr.
good,
Derek?
Mr. Derek?
Appreciate you tuning in and checking us boys out." Ernest Hall said, "I hope they all continue to sleep on us."
Facts.
Agreed.
Kiki, just a little bit. What do you think on the media still continuously sleeping on Ritter, sleeping on this team, and what do we have to do to gain the respect? What will be that turning block?
I think we'll get our respect. I definitely think after week 1 when we do defeat the Panthers, because I do think a lot of people think because of Bryce Young being that first overall pick that he's supposed to be some savior and he's supposed to march in Atlanta and beat us. But I just don't see that happening. I feel like our defense is going to have a field day with him. So.
Facts. I can agree with that. Philip, your thoughts on that question there from Ernest Hall about them sleeping on us? What do you think gets us over the hump to turn this media around and get teams to respect us again? I mean, even in 2016, 2017, we didn't gain the respect that we were supposed to be given. So your
I'm gonna
thoughts,
just
Philip?
be honest. I still don't see them giving us the recognition like we really deserve.
Right.
Like if we get to that point, I still don't see them doing it, but we just got to keep doing us. We
bump what they
keep doing our
say.
thing.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep doing our thing.
First time viewer here from my boy Justin Newman. What's good, Justin? Appreciate you checking us out. He said, "What's good, my boy?" Appreciate the view, bro. If you haven't hit the subscribe, anybody that's here, hit the subscribe. We greatly appreciate it.
Tell your friends.
Miss Lisa said they can continue to keep us off their radar. Facts.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree anymore. Real quick, jumping into a segment before we ask Kiki another question. Mac Hollins. What does Mac Hollins bring to this franchise, Philip? And what is Mac Hollins going to do to be that receiver 2 or receiver 3, whatever role he plays in this offense?
Okay, so starting off with Mac Hollins, he is 6'4", 221 pounds. He does have one Super Bowl. You know, he has a ring with the Eagles.
Yep.
Okay, so he has some experience in the big game, little, certain things like that. Out of 82 games he's played, he has 113 receptions overall, 1,440 yards overall, and then 10 touchdowns overall. So he does have that capability to bring something to be that wide receiver too. So it's not all just relying on just one person on the team. So it's going to be helpful. I don't think we've had another big receiver like this, like with London, and then
right,
like with Matt Hollins. Yeah, like we have Julio and Sanu. It was about the same, and then we also got Kyle Pitts, which is 6'6". So we're back on that tall level of receiving. So I feel like
Ritter said himself, Philip, his hardest thing or the easiest thing to do was to get the ball to his targets. So I mean, for Ritter to say that, that's amazing. Yeah. Kiki, your thoughts on Mac Hollins and what does he bring to this team? And is he a player to be a receiver too, or is he just a guy that's going to be out the building, kind of like what Buddy did from LA last year?
It's hard for me to say, but I do feel like he's gonna bring in that wide receiver 2 role. From watching his highlights and watching clips of him, I definitely think he does have the capabilities of being a wide receiver number 2. He might not get you the most touchdowns, but I feel like he's gonna get you them yards, and that's important. I mean, as long as you get us down the field, I'm cool with you. Because I mean, look at me. Even though Julio was our wide receiver number 1. I mean, there were some games he didn't get the touchdowns, but you already knew he was a threat, and he definitely got us down the field. So, I mean, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and you talk about Mac Hollins getting the yards. Last year was his actual, I would say, his statement into the NFL. He went off last year. He had, as a receiver too, he played with a broken down car, as you like to say, Kiki. So for Mac Hollins to get 57 receptions and 690 yards, averaging 12.1 a game with 4 touchdowns, he still managed to do something with a broken down system, and with a Devontae Adams over there still in all the shine. So for Mac Hollins to put that up in his second year, I believe it was with LA, is huge to me. And for Ritter to have all these tall targets, and something that stands out to me about Mac Hollins was his leadership when I went to the visitation to the Benz this year, the first look. Him and Drake were, I mean, just glued tight, and to see that for their first year being together was really nice for me to see.
Right.
But real quick, I'm gonna throw an ad up for Dubby. Big shout out to Dubby for our first ever sponsor here at the channel. Hope to upgrade sooner in the future, but for now it's Dubby all day. Once again, shout out to Dubby. If you do, check them out. Use our discount code DirtyBirds, all caps with an S. So shout out to Dubby. Also, if you're here now, leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know that you're here. I can see your view, but I do not know who you are watching. So just let us show some love to you for tuning in and showing us some love. So shout out that. And also, like Philip said, tonight is the last night. Drop your ones in the chat if you want to be entered into the free raffle.
Tonight's the last night.
You actually had a question you wanted to ask Kiki, so
yes. What are you most excited for this upcoming season? You
know, definitely our run game, because I feel like Cordero, although people like to say he's getting old, I don't see it. I mean, listen, they didn't use him that much with the other teams he's been with. This is the most I think he's been used. So I can't wait to see his versatility, Bijan's versatility, and then we got Mr. 1000. So that's one of the things I'm excited about the run game. Can't wait to have Kyle Pitts back. He's going to finally have a receiver that can get him the ball so people can stop calling him the B word.
Right.
And of course, last but not least, the defense. I'm excited about Jesse Bates, Caden Ellis, Calais Campbell, like just to bring that veteran presence. I'm just excited for it all.
Yeah. I'll add on to what Kiki said, Philip, just to answer your question. My most exciting thing coming into training camp into the actual season would be Jesse Bates, man. To have that lockdown safety in that backfield with our cornerbacks we've desperately needed for a while now. Somebody that can mentor Richie Grant, hopefully advance him to his next level with a Jalen Hawkins. And you talk about the run game, that's actually our next segment. Bijan and Tyler Algier sharing the rock this season. That's going to be, to me, something crazy to watch. Philip, your thought on Bijan and Algier sharing the rock this season? What's some numbers we can see this year? What do you predict?
Oh, numbers. To be honest with you, I don't want to throw a number out like that, but I do expect it to be high because I don't want to throw it out there. So, just but I feel like it's going to be really, really high for both of them. It would be wild if we had 2,000-yard rushers with both of them, and I know for sure it could be done. I mean, these guys can move the ball, obviously. I just feel like it's just going to be a system where you don't know who's going to – say if they do 2 backs, then nobody's going to know who's going to get the ball, whether it's going to be thrown or, it's just certain things like that. I just feel like it's going to be like a crazy – mind game between
duo. Definitely could be possibly the NFL's number 1 running back duo. Kiki, your thoughts on that, and what do you think about out of this 2-punch Bijan Tyler Algier offense?
Funny that you mentioned that. Me and my dad were talking about both of them this morning. I said, Dad, do you think that this could be the second coming of Tevin Coleman and Freeman? Because Tyler gives me those Freeman vibes, like he could just run people over, like break tackles, run people over, and then Tevin Coleman, he was quick. He could catch out the backfield. So I feel like that's going to be, it's like the second coming of them pretty much. Right. So I got both of them going for 1,000 yards, but I'm thinking maybe Bijan may have a few more touchdowns than Tyler, but I do see them.
I can rock with that. Yeah. Algier's that ground and pound guy. He's going to move the ball, get the first downs, and Bijan's going to put the 7 on the board, and we're going to continue to see 7 jerseys. But shout out to Bijan. Just some stats here for Tyler Algier. Last year, Tyler Algier was a running back with only 210 attempts that broke 1,000 35 yards as a rookie. The only rookie, I believe, in franchise history to do so in Atlanta Falcons. So shout out to Tyler Algier. And you talk about some of the greats in the league that at once in 98, Jamal Anderson was getting attempts at 410 attempts a season. Derrick Henry in 2016 was running at 378 attempts a season and broke 1,000. So for Tyler Algier to break it in 210 attempts is huge, with a Bijan to help keep him healthier. Because believe it or not, there was games that Tyler Algier toted the rock the whole damn game. That was one. It was in New Orleans where he was initially made that push to that 1,000-yard season. So for Bijan and Tyler Algier, I think you're too huge for Tyler, but I do see Bijan with the more touchdowns. Headed to the chat real quick. Miss Lisa said, "I see the Bucks going back to NFL obscurity." Fact.
Yeah.
Bump the
Bucks. We used to call them the basement Bucks.
No doubt. Jalen Jones, what's good, Jalen? He said, "Yo, it's that time. What's good, brother? It is. It's getting close. Training camp is right around the corner. Anybody that's at training camp, we will be there Saturday. Tune in, check us out. We're gonna be doing fan interviews, hopefully some player interviews if they let us. So be sure to tune in and check us out with that." Justin Newman with the one in the chat. Justin, I have to add you. I don't think I have yours. Jalen Jones with the one in the chat.
Whole lot of ones, baby. Keep it up.
Yeah, one more. If I don't, the live chat goes away and I can't see who did it. Justin Newman said, "Love the podcast, Chase." Appreciate it, Justin. Started it out, like I said, didn't know how it's going to turn out, and it's turned out pretty decent. Where I think Friday we was at 157 subscribers, and today we're at 164. So shout out to everybody that's checked us out. Derek said, "Oh yeah, go Falcons, rise up,
rise up.
Falcons will win the South."
For sure.
Something I've been seeing and hearing a lot is that the Falcons will win the NFC South, and this is definitely, to me, this is the year that it's got to get done, just because of all the high expectations for Arthur Smith and what he's. A lot of people, you think about, a lot of people would say Arthur Smith's on the hot seat, and it's a subject that I don't really care to talk about because I don't believe he is. But we'll talk about it real quick around the table. Philip, your thoughts on Arthur Smith being on the hot seat? Is he safe? What are your thoughts?
I feel like he's good for right now. He's just now starting to build his own team, getting what he wants for his offense, and like having Nilsson for defense, certain like things like that. And then he's been getting rid of certain players from Dan Quinn's old system, so now we're running our own thing now. So I don't really think he's on the hot seat because it's just now. And even with certain things like in the past, like these past 2 seasons, we have, done better than what was expected to be, honestly. So for me, it's a good thing for him to be there. If it weren't for him, I feel like we would still be
mediocre.
Yeah.
Kiki, your thoughts on Arthur Smith? Is he on the hot seat, or what? Your thoughts in general?
I don't think he is. Because I think people who say that fail to realize that his first 2 years, we didn't have the money.
Right.
We didn't have the money to go out and get a Jesse Bates, a Calais Campbell, the 2 players that came over from the Aints. So I feel like with this year, with him having more money to play around, I mean, in this draft, this draft was bomb. Like, this was a good draft.
This is 2 years in a row they've been fucking spot on.
You're right. They've been hitting it on the head. And then I think next season we'll have even more money. So I feel like now they can make these moves that we need to get us back to where, that 2016, 2017 season. So I'm ready. Yeah.
Just my thoughts on Arthur Smith in the hot seat. I'm right there with you. I do not think he's on the hot seat. I think, like Philip said, this is his first year with the amount of money we've had. Really, it's the franchise's first year in freaking ages that we've had that amount of money. So to even say he's on the hot seat is crazy to me, because I think that this is the year that we're really going to see the offensive scheme that Arthur Smith has been planning for this offense. I really think it's just going to be a lot different. And like Jalen Jones said, CP still got plenty. You think about a CP, Scotty Miller, a Mac Hollins, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, a Jonnu Smith, Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson. That's 8 targets that I've named, and there's more sitting on the sidelines. So there's so much for Ritter to strive. There's so much for Arthur Smith to draw up this season. And one thing I will say is, Smith, you got to draw it up for everybody. You got to make it. You got to spread the ball around. One thing we did well in that Super Bowl run was we got the ball to a bunch of multiple different receivers. So that proves the work, and that's something that I think we've got a game plan really well for.
Right.
Jeff Will said, "Who is going to camp Thursday? I'll be there." Jeff, I won't be there, but I believe my boy Jack will be there.
Jack, yeah.
Bodie may be there as well. So get with them boys. They're doing interviews as well. They're gonna actually Eric Parker's gonna be on One Time for the Fan. What day is that, Kiki? Thursday. So be sure to tune in at One Time for the Fan. Also, where Kiki co-hosts as well. So shout out to One Time for the Fan.
And another thing I wanted to say too, you won't be successful if you keep changing coaches every time things don't go your way. Because look at what's the guy's name from the Steelers? Oh God, I can't think
Mike
of
Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. Yeah. He's been there for how long now?
Ages. Yeah.
And I mean, they went through ups and downs, but they stick with him because I mean, he's one of the most winningest coach. So it's like no reason to keep changing coaches. If we keep changing coaches, we're gonna just keep doing this back and forth. Yeah, and I'm over it. I'm tired.
I couldn't agree anymore because we went through a phase there. And you think about Steve Sarkisian, that's a guy that his first year in coming out from a college team carried us all the way to the playoffs, and in year 2,
11-5.
Get him out. We didn't get Super Bowl run. Get him out, which I think was crazy. I think they should have gave him a chance. But headed to the next, Miss Tish in the chat. Tish, appreciate you for checking us out. I believe you're new to the comment. You had to come, Kiki. So shout out Tish. She said, "Do y'all think Jeff Okudah is going to go off? This is the year he has to show he isn't a bust." I agree 100%. This is the year that Jeff Okudah's got to make his statement in the NFL, because if he doesn't make it this year, he's on a 1-year deal with us. He's going to be testing free agency next year. And I don't think that's something Jeff Okudah wants to head into next season. Kiki, your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely think that he has to show who he is. I think, I can't remember, was it a coach that said that they want to see that Jeff Okudah from Ohio State? So I think is for him is definitely do or die this season. And I think he's with the right the right coordinators to get him.
No doubt. And somebody, you talking about with the right people, he's with AJ Terrell. Jeff Okudah said himself, that right there, what really pulled Jeff's attention to Atlanta. So shout out to AJ. Philip, your thoughts on Jeff Okudah? I know you're big on Jeff.
I'm hyped to see him. I hope he does play well. I feel like with having somebody on the other side like AJ, it's going to boost up his confidence because, it's just his ability to play, to want to play. And then, I just feel like he's going to prove himself.
He had so much on his shoulders in Detroit with little help. So I'm hoping this year Jeff can really shine and show that Ohio State. Because if I'm being 100% honest, I can remember draft night being kind of blow because we got Terrell instead of Jeff Okudah. But I'm nowhere near blowed about Terrell at this time. Shout out Terrell and what he does in the NFL. Out of your Falcon Mind tuning, they said, "What's up, my dudes and lady? What's good out of your Falcon Mind?"
What's up, baby?
Appreciate you checking in, bro. Miss Lisa said, "I'll be there on Saturday too." Dope. Miss Lisa, we got to get an interview. Definitely got to get her interview in. She said, "I will look for you guys. We'll look for you too as well." Kiki, heading into our last question for you. Week 1 projections. What's something we could expect week 1? I'll just give me your score prediction and maybe a stat line that you think could happen week 1.
I definitely know that we're winning that game. So my final score would have to be like 30-17. I really feel like I think the run game.
That's the statement.
Yeah, I think the run game is going to make a statement. I do actually think that Drake London will have a game too, because him and Riddle with their connection that that they're working on, that they already built. And I got Grady having a crazy game with the sacks.
Nice.
Like, a 4-sack game for Grady, because he got this defense, built around him to eat. No more double teams for him.
Jeff Wolf, out of your Falcon Mind, will be there Thursday. Philip, your thoughts on what Kiki was just talking about. Your thoughts?
All right, I had to type it out a little bit, so but I do see us having about 130 yards rushing. A good day on rushing.
Nice.
I do see Ritter throwing that ball out there. I'm gonna give my man about a 300-yard game.
Hey.
And spoiler alert, it's gonna be a dub of a 28-10 game. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's gonna be like I feel it's gonna be like how we was against the 49ers this past season.
I could dig it. I could dig it. My thoughts, week 1 projection. I would say Ritter throws for 250 yards, makes a nice statement, throws for 3 touchdowns, and our boy Bijan has a field day week 1. He racks up 120 yards on the ground week 1 with 2 touchdowns. So it's going to be a high scoring game for me. Hopefully we get a lot of touchdowns and our D holds a lot of sacks against a small Bryce Young. So
if he plays,
what happens there. Jeff Wolf in the chat said that is selling Algier Robinson short. They are light years more talented than Freeman and that guy that went to Frisco. But I understand 100% what Kiki's talking about, though, because the duo that those two did is like a duo that we've never seen in Atlanta. And that one year was the one year that really
they
got
were
it
fun
popping.
to watch.
It was RPOs out the backfield, screen passes. You didn't know what the offense was going to do, and a guy like Kyle Shanahan really knows how to do it well, other than when it comes to Super Bowls. But anyway, on to our next subject here. We're going to throw up a little picture here. The disrespect, Kiki, it just keeps coming in. The disrespect just every year just keeps coming. And just something here that really stood out to me is they're already doing mock drafts, and they got the Falcons selecting at number 6 for Dallas Turner at the edge from Ohio State. Kiki, your thoughts on the disrespect, and then Philip, what do you think about it?
Like I when you showed me that, I was just like, dang, already? Can we at least play at least 5 games first before we even say that we're gonna be in the top 10 again?
Right.
But I think that's crazy. I don't think we're gonna be in the top 10. I refuse to believe who's gonna be in the top 10 is Tampa.
Yeah, let's see what it's
ain't no top 10.
They don't even have. Yeah, they got Tampa right behind us at 7, which is freaking crazy here.
And they got the Saints at 21.
I'm trying to figure out, like, what do they really think Derek Carr is going to do in New Orleans? Because is Michael Thomas even like guaranteed to play at this point?
I don't think he is. I think he's still going through.
Ain't Kamara going to jail? So like,
Miss Lisa said, "I'm hyped. Let's go Falcons." Miss Lisa, we are too. I will say this is the one year that I'm definitely hyped about. It's
most excited since 16.
Yeah, it's been a while since I could say that I'm ecstatic for a season, and this is definitely the year. Kiki, we appreciate you coming by, dropping your Falcon knowledge, introducing who you are. Before you head out, can you drop where you're at, where these people can find you? Because I'm sure the chat's been popping all night, so I know it's because of somebody. So let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter. I am proud Desbian. The ad is the Falcons bid. You can find me on Facebook at Kiera Darian, and I am always on YouTube with One Time for the Fans. So if you need me, you can look me up on Twitter, and let's talk trash to these Aints and Buck. Well, ain't many Buck fans left, but let's talk trash to these Ain't fans together. So.
Hey, y'all heard her. Y'all check Kiki out. She does a fine job over at One Time for the Fan and all her other platforms, a bunch of following. So, Kiki, once again, we appreciate it. And I will see you Thursday night with One Time for the Fan.
Yes, sir. See y'all later.
Appreciate you.
Peace out.
Philip, man, we are racking up on these special guests, bro. That's special guest number 3 with Kiki. I believe that's 3. We had number 1 was Falconator. Number 2 was Alberto. And then now Miss Kiera. So shout out to everybody that's tuned in and have met our special guests and showed our special guests some love, because they take their time out of their day for free to come on here and talk Falcon football with us to grow our podcast and get people in the chat to see what's going on. So once again, man, please get your ones in, because once I hit the end broadcast on this show, the raffle is over with, and we will announce our bucket hat giveaway winner after we return from training camp Saturday. So we'll announce the winner. Let's do let's see. when should we announce it, Philip? That month, Tuesday? Let's announce it next, not this coming Tuesday, but the next Tuesday we'll announce the
Or
winner
next show.
of the bucket hat. So shout out to everybody that has put in the ones. We got a sheet full of people. Everybody that has dropped their ones, please make sure that you're subscribed, because if you do win the raffle, you're gonna have to send in a screenshot or something of a subscription, and we'll find a way to meet you or send it through the mail to get your bucket hat that will have Atlanta Falcons signatures on it. So once again, if you've been in the chat, you showed us any love, drop a like, drop a share, drop a comment. Anybody that's viewed us, we greatly appreciate it. And like I said, we've grown tremendously from, what was it, Philip, 157 Friday to 164, 165 tonight. So shout out to everybody that's checked us out. One real quick before we head out of here, Philip, I'll let me get everybody's comments up on the screen. Out of your Falcon mindset, you can find Kiki blasting those tanks at any time. Facts. She's known for that. Miss Lisa said the Aints get Desby and Bates, Ellis Ritter smoke. LOL. Yeah, man.
Amen.
Kiki's true about her Falcons. She's A-Town down for sure. So once again, if you get the chance, check out Dubby. Dubby is an energy drink that is a jitterless energy blend that's all natural. Once again, our first sponsorship. So we're greatly appreciative of Dubby, and like I said, we get a small proceeds come to the channel. But for everybody that's tuned in tonight, Philip, give your shout outs. Let these people know where they can find you before we close this thing out tonight.
Find me on Facebook at Phillips app. I do have a Twitter, but I don't really use it for certain situations like that. But you can also find me on Twitch for my gaming channel, where I game on Twitch at Avits, right here below. And just shout out everybody in the chat. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting us. Keep telling your friends about us. Just keep doing your thing, because we're growing tremendously. And if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be growing. So shout out to all y'all, and rise up, baby.
Hey, y'all heard the man. Rise up. Real quick, my shout outs. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight. We thank you all that have hit the subscribe button. Like I said, we wouldn't have this show if it wasn't for y'all, and I probably would have been done quit this podcast if we wouldn't have the amount of views and love that y'all have showed us. So once again, we appreciate y'all. Philip, any last words?
Rise up, baby.
Hey, man, this is your boy Chase. A-Town down.